Hi folks, it's Caroline here and coming to you tonight from my local minor injuries unit. Yes, now why am I here? Because I tripped over my own foot on Saturday night and I've injured it. So it made a lovely crunching noise when I went over on it. All I did was get up off the sofa to try and put another log on the fire and yeah, caused somewhat pain. There was a few expletives and then felt faint, so I laid on the sofa. But so anyway, I went to the doctor's yesterday, the GP, and he prodded and poked it, and I screamed a lot, and so he said he thinks I should go for an X-ray. So I called on the neighbour today, my lovely neighbour John, who just went outside for a cigarette. And he's very kindly, when he finished work today, he's brought me down here. So just waiting at the moment. We've been here about an hour, just waiting to have somebody else prod and poke it, and then probably go for an X-ray just to see whether it's broken or not, or fractured, or whether I've just sprained it. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today, folks. Yeah, so that doesn't stop me working. I can hobble around the house without too much difficulty. My foot's all strapped up at the moment, and doesn't stop me working from my laptop. So I've still been able to get on with some work the last couple of days. But yeah, so that's me for today, folks. I shall update you later on how I get on, and watch this space. All right, take care for now. See you later. Bye bye. Hello, it's me again. So back home now, as you can see, and so I was in the hospital for a couple of hours. Had an X-ray, and apparently I have fractured my 5th metatarsal, which is a little bone down the side of my foot. So if you imagine a similar sort of bone structure as your hand, imagine that's your big toe and then your little toe, and it's just down there. It's a little bone that sticks out down there that when I went over on my foot, I think there's a ligament attached to that bit of bone, and that sort of pulled, fractured a little bit of bone there. Anyway, I won't go into too many details, but yeah, so I have now been given this rather sexy, I don't know if you can see it, that lovely boot on my foot to support the side of my foot as it heals. I reckon it will take probably somewhere between 3 to 5 weeks for it to properly heal, but there's not much else they can do. It will heal itself of its own accord, as long as I don't do jumping around and dancing too much, then it should heal fairly well on its own. So no major deal really. It means I can't drive for probably at least a week or so, but I've got pretty much everything I need in the house. It doesn't really impact my work at all, as long as I have my leg elevated for part of the day, then business as usual really. So the only thing that really kind of got me was I had a reaction this afternoon. So I'd organised yesterday, after I'd been to the doctor and he told me I needed an X-ray, organised for my friend Dave, who's my little angel, my little saint, who will do anything for anyone, and he was going to come and pick me up and take me to the hospital today. But he was with his sister up north and was due to come back home today, so he was going to drive 4 hours or so down south, pick me up, take me to the hospital, and then go home after that. But unfortunately, he got a few miles out of his sister's town and his car broke down. So that felt very sorry for him, but there was nothing he could do about it, and nothing I could do. So so he then called the recovery out, but then that put me in a position of not having anyone to help me and get me to the hospital. And I had this real struggle with myself, ego, whatever you call it, I don't know what it is, but of not wanting to ask for help. I really struggle to ask for help. I'm so independent, and I really value my independence, but in times like this, when I'm stuck and the only way I could get to the hospital was to take a taxi, and it's a half-hour drive, and that would have cost about £30, sort of like $45 US in a taxi there, and same on the way back, and I just didn't want to spend the money. and I called my parents to see whether they could perhaps take me, and they live an hour and a half away from me anyway, so it would have been a big deal for them to come over, but they couldn't make it because Mum was already out today in a meeting, and then they're both off to Cyprus tomorrow for an event this weekend that they're taking part in, so they couldn't come over tomorrow and take me to the hospital. And I just had this feeling of just being so alone, and a real, yeah, I want my independence, but I also would love to have somebody there for me at all times. It's like a security thing maybe, I don't know. But I couldn't help but think if my housemate was here. He left on Saturday and it was about 3 hours after he left that I'd injured myself. If he was here, it would have been no issue. He would have run me down to the hospital and we would have laughed about it and carried on, but he wasn't here. I was on my own, which I wanted to be, I think. I don't know, but how do you be independent and want somebody at the same time? I don't know, that's what I was struggling with this afternoon. But hey ho. Anyway, bit of a waffle there, but good news is I'm back home and my foot will mend itself, and it's the first time I've broken a bone, so you know, tick that off the bucket list. And yeah, still smiling, and I got myself a bottle of wine tonight, so if the worst comes to the worst, that'll sort everything out. Anyway folks, I shall leave it there for now. Wishing you all a lovely rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Alright, take care, lots of love.